We are the gabbiest gang, love to talk all day. Don't know what we are saying on the League of Ridiculous Conversation.
So, you want to hear a funny little white guilt story?
Absolutely, I do.
Is this your death drama?
Sure.
Oh.
No, that's separate
I was
drama.
like, if you can combine the two, that's amazing.
No, I don't think I can. On more than one occasion, while showing a property and going through granite countertops, vinyl planking flooring, these are all the notable things of mentioning that are clearly obvious to you because you can see them with your eyes. But I need to keep talking to stop the awkward silence. But at several different occasions, when I have had people come to the showings of the black variety of human beings out there.
Worst way to word that.
No, was that bad?
It just sounded real terrible. You could have just said a black family.
Yeah, why'd you have to say variety?
Of the variety of people, of the different types of people out there. We're a variety of different kinds.
Made it sound way worse.
Yeah, it's like me going up to someone being like, "Hey, what variety of white are you?"
That's about as bad as me
Italian.
That's about as bad as me asking people, "Hey, what's the cuisine of your people?" Which FYI, I have never done, but I've always wanted to.
Wait for the ask a racist question.
I'm not participating in that particular topic. I think you should get rid of it, and I don't think it should exist. But that's just my 2 cents.
Be a conversation for us that we never posed.
Really educational.
That's a conversation just for us for hanging out.
I've always wanted to ask you this question.
They're all of these podcasts are just
That's
as
true.
For.
And Ramon and Jennifer.
I mean,
so anyway,
tell us about your white guilt, son.
Yeah. So other than now referring to people as a variety, I have deliberately not used the word plantation when referring to plantation shutters when I've had black people.
I don't understand
because something about it feels kind of awkward.
I don't know why you would refer to them as plantation shutters in the first place. Just call them shutters.
That's what they're called.
You just call them shutters, yeah.
And that's usually what I say, but the style is called plantation shutters.
But I can guarantee
that is
you
commonly used.
See, that's where I'm going to trip you up. I can guarantee you, commonly used, people probably just call them shutters. I'll be honest, I didn't know they were called that until about 20 minutes ago when Jordan showed them on his wall.
Yeah.
Because you know what I call them? Shutters.
Yep, same here.
I love how you always... I'm a house person. I show houses. I know common phrases. Yes, they're common to you and your business, but the general public probably ain't going to be calling them plantation shutters or colonial-style housing. They call it a house.
What if you call them, wood shutters or composite shutters?
Ooh.
Did you literally look?
Sounds cheap.
Did you just look up?
I looked up plantation shutters and I looked up the keywords that they said.
How about you just call them?
Man, I'm watching out for you.
How about you just call them racist shutters and get all down to it, so that they know
this house has granite countertops and racist
just so they
shutters.
know you on the DM.
Hang on, wait, what was that last one?
Racist shutters. You can tell because they white.
Oh.
Because plantation shutters also nearly always white.
It's true.
Did you guys see that drawing I did this week where I had to make my own Grindhouse movie poster?
I did. Okay, that was fun.
So,
I'd watch that.
So I don't know if Jordan or Stephanie saw it, but anyway, I think you both liked it, but probably just because you just go through the feed and just like shit. But
no, I'll look and I'll be like, "Oh, Leland drew this. That's awesome." But then sometimes I'm like,
I had a real hard time writing the word racist on there because I was like, this just doesn't flow well. Clearly it should be the space KKK, but I didn't want to put that.
I mean, if it's clear, and you can hear my guilt stutter, if it's clear that your heroine is the black woman, you can make the bad guys the KKK.
I guess.
I think we all
Oh,
agree
they bad.
the bad guys are the KKK.
I feel like you could have just went with the spacists.
Ooh, I should have called you.
I don't think that's quite, especially for a grindhouse. I don't think that's quite obvious enough.
I know for a grindhouse, it should have been like Sheila Jones versus the white motherfuckers. I should,
I did like, and like at first glance, I'm like, oh, they're like Klansmen in space because they've got the white hoods. And then the longer I looked at them, the more like, are they also ghosts? Because they don't really have like bottoms to them, and they kind of just look like floating sheets. I'm like, did this movie just get better?
Okay, I didn't think of it that way. My concept was that they were Dalek KKKs. That was my theory behind it. But I like ghosts too.
Imagine if
also
it was
racist.
Sheila Jones versus the racist space ghosts.
Ooh,
Yes.
yeah.
Tell me that does not sound great.
Anyway, I thought she was a really cool character. I had a whole backstory for her, like as I was drawing it.
Oh, you got a backstory for her, but not Joppa.
Ugh, shut up.
Leland out here making D&D characters with just no soul.
Anyway, I derailed your plantation shutter story. Continue.
No, that was my whole story. I feel uncomfortable saying plantation in front of black strangers.
So what did you call that buffet that had a bunch of soup?
Wait,
The Sioux Lantation.
oh my god!
Just get rid of the P altogether.
I don't think I ever realized that that's okay. Yeah, all right.
I'm pretty sure you because this feels real early that Jordan brought up. Is it Soup Lantation or is it Sioux Plantation? Because there's only one.
Is
P.
it all one word? Well,
It's one word.
because
Yeah.
it don't matter now.
It's true.
That's true.
Don't stop the debate.
I'm just saying I don't think I ever thought of it that way, and now that Jordan says it, you're like, oh yeah, that's not a word you want to associate.
Oh no,
with
he opened my third eye on that. I never realized.
Yeah, I never noticed it either. I just thought of salad and didn't even care
Yeah.
for the title.
Sure, just soups and salad, and then it's like,
There's a
yeah,
dark side to this soup and salad.
it's right there.
in the name.
I don't know. Maybe I just think about plantations more than you guys.
Maybe. I'm here deliberately avoiding them. I suppose you are too.
Trying.
Okay, Leland, you also mentioned my desk
yeah, I
issues.
want to hear about your desk drama. Or your chair drama, excuse
all
me.
right. It is specifically chair drama.
Oh, trauma?
Drama. Chair drama. So I'm definitely going to put Cavalier Store on blast. Remember like a month ago, pretty much exactly a month ago, I was talking I was going to get a new desk. I bought a chair on Amazon.
Yeah.
It was like a gaming chair with all the fucking shit, just like Jordan's got on his.
Yes.
I ordered it. It was a decent price, and it was going to arrive between June 11th and June 17th.
Well, and today is the 23rd, so...
Today is the 23rd, and I still don't have that chair.
Oof.
So on the 16th, I messaged them saying, "Hey, I don't have my chair. The tracking number you gave me says that the FedEx has received the label, that you have made the label to ship my chair, but they have not received my chair. So unless you plan on driving the 3 hours to get my chair to me, because I know where you live, I don't think I'm going to get my chair tomorrow. Please update me." 2 days later, I get a message back. That's Thursday night. Thursday night, I get a message from them. And it says, "Oh, we're sorry about the oversight. The chair has not been shipped. Would you like the chair to be shipped, or would you simply like a refund?" And I told them, since you already have my money, I have no issues with the chair. If you can get it to me quickly, then please send the chair.
Sounds
and
fair.
I didn't hear anything. Now, today, Tuesday, 4 days later, I get a message back saying, we're refunding your money.
Oh,
So we're not even going to try. Like, you got the chair. You don't seem to want my $170. Like, if you told me Friday and didn't even, like, I would have preferred, like, because you fucked up, I would have preferred, like, oh, sorry, we'll, like, 3 days ship it to you. You know,
Yeah.
like, yeah, you don't
Yeah.
got to overnight. It's a fucking chair. It's heavy. I get it. That'd be expensive. But
Yeah.
put some fucking work in and get me my chair by this time next week. They don't even fucking try. They don't even answer my email back. There's like, your refund will be sent to you by the end of today, which it did. I got
nice.
my money
That's
back.
good. That's good.
But now I'm back at square one where I got to wait another fucking like week and a half to get a fucking chair.
Have you gone on Amazon yet?
Yes, I shopped for one. I think I found a new one that I'm going to get from Respawn, which is a company I have heard of, as opposed to the Cavalier store that you can find on Amazon, who are all a bunch of fucks.
That's
Take that Cavalier store.
Take that Cavalier store, Cavalier store on Amazon.
Yeah, go back to Cleveland.
I got
You suck.
tricked. I was flipping through Instagram this was way about February of this year.
Yeah.
And
the before times.
And I was flipping through Instagram, and they had this thing called the Nubu light, Nubu. And it was this where you set it in like on a shelf or in the middle of your room, and it puts the solar system on your ceiling with colors and has like a water element. Because I have trouble sleeping at night, so I thought, maybe this will calm me down at a night. That I can have that, and I don't know, I'll get high, listen to Bowie, and look up at the stars. I don't fucking know. So I was like, cool. So they had this special, $19 plus $10 shipping and handling, or whatever the deal was for this Nubu light thing, and I was just like, oh, cool. So I bought it. So it said expect shipment in like 10 to 12 business days or whatever. So a month went by, and I remembered that I had bought a light, and I started doing some research. And I was like, I emailed the company, because they sent me an email confirming my purchase, and it said, we will send you the confirmation email when it ships out, like your FedEx would have done. That never came, so I emailed several times, went to their website, which has a contact us button and a phone number, which I have also tried. Nothing. Certain parts of the website are in French. Others are not. Needless to say, I have never received a light. We're 6 months in, and they still took my money. And the shitty part is I really wanted the light. Like, I kind of just was like, I'd like my room to look like the solar system. I think that would look very cool.
And it's just a little projector, right? Like, I feel it's a thing you could find at Marshall's.
I ain't going to go into a Marshall's before COVID or after COVID.
Did you buy this like on the actual like site, or did you buy this?
Well, it links you from Instagram to the website.
Oh, okay.
Like I've bought stuff off Instagram before, like several masks. Guys, I have so many masks. I have so many masks.
You can never have too many.
I think you can, Jordan. I think I really can. Like,
I feel. Would we agree that you're topping out too many masks when you have more than half the amount of shirts that you have? Like, whatever number of shirts you have, divide by 2. If you have more than those, because it's at this point, it is a safety accessory of your like fashion choices. Like, it is like a scarf or like a belt buckle or anything like that. It just also is keeping you safe. So you don't need like one and then one to wear while you're cleaning the first one.
I guess maybe. I mean, I definitely have more shirts because That's just how it
Yeah.
is. But I will safely say, though,
And you-
because of the COVID, I have put on a lot of weight, and I cannot wear a lot of those shirts anymore. So I had to buy some extra shirts from $10 T-shirts, which is usually $6 T-shirts, but when you're fat, they become $10 T-shirts. Oh, yeah, it sucks. But good note, I got a lot of really cool shirts.
Right on.
I want to go back to something that you touched on, Anthony, and
Okay.
and it's, I feel like for a lot of the people who hate wearing masks, they complain about wearing the masks, it's because they have no style.
Ooh.
They don't know how to make those masks look good because they have no style.
That's a fair assessment.
Thinking back of all the people who have complained to my face about wearing the masks, that does seem like it's a consistent attribute to all those people. None of them looked particularly well put together.
Yeah.
Wait, you've actually had people at your work complain? Like people you're showing houses to?
Yeah.
I mean, it's only...
Did I say like last week or the week before that a dude got all like grumpy at me because I wouldn't let him into a house because he didn't have a mask?
I mean, you may have. I don't remember.
Oh,
Yeah,
Okay.
that was said in the. That was said in. Actually, I think that conversation was said in my car. But go ahead.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, like, short story, this dude who, like, very clearly and visibly got, annoyed that I wouldn't let him into a house because he didn't have a mask. And this is after already explaining that the owner still lives here. These are special circumstances. Typically, we have not been showing any properties with anyone still living in them. But this is the owner. It's his decision. And we're taking every precaution that we can to try and be safe.
I mean, not that it isn't, I don't know, mandatory from the governor at this time as well. I mean...
Yeah. And then this is pre that coming down, but I feel like he said that also a month ago, and he's just like reminding everybody, hey, wear the masks. I see y'all not all wearing the masks. Wear the fucking masks. Man, I want Newsom to start cussing. I want him to start like yelling
The
at the
problem is
people.
if he starts doing that, then he's just going to be as bad as Agent 45, and we don't need that.
It's true.
know?
I feel there's a good measure of cussing he could do and not lose respect.
I had a guy...
Also true.
I don't think... I mentioned this last night to Anthony, but honestly, I don't think I told you this story, because I think you would have been more memorable on this. I know I didn't tell Jordan and Stephanie, but like I had a guy come up to the door last week, and you...
Oh, he tried to push in.
Right, but this is different. With the guy with the guy with the
different guy?
kid.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
this
no,
is
okay.
this
I
is
haven't
different,
heard
This
a
is
kid.
I'll make it real quick because it is kind of just a frustrating story in general of how people are treating workers right now. Now, granted, I am not on the front lines, like by any stretch of the imagination. I'm not even top 10 frontline worker. I just run a comic book store. Like, I get it. You really want to get your shit because you're bored. I'm with you, but don't get angry at me. But he came up, he had a kid in his arms, and he had his wife in tow. And like none of them were wearing masks, and we have a big sign that says you cannot enter without a mask. And not only is that a personal preference of my boss, who is the actual owner of the said store, also it's the fucking goddamn mandatory, and also wear a fucking mask. So he walked up, he was not wearing a mask. He clearly was annoyed that he had to search for it in his pocket. And I was like, well, I'm going to piss him off even more because I was at capacity. And I was trying to meet him at the door to let him know, like, hey, you can't come in for like a few moments. Anyway, he walked in. I said, hey, guys, welcome. By the way, I'm at capacity at the moment. Do you mind waiting like 5 minutes max? Like, because I've got one guy, he's ringing up right now. They ignored me completely, like I wasn't there, turned around and walked out. I was like, okay, I guess fuck them then. So I went about my business. 5 minutes later, they come in. I said, oh, hey, thank you for waiting outside. I really appreciate that. Can I, good morning, because it was like 11:20 in the morning. Like they're like, I just opened, and I was like, hey, do you guys need any help? Walked right by me as if I wasn't there, and I was like, okay. So went about. I did my rounds, asked everybody in the store, did they need help? Blah 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 blah. And now I mean, you guys have been in the store, but I mean, you probably don't remember geographically where shit's at. But bottom line, they're at the Action Comics section. I have to walk by them to get to my register. So as I walk by them, I, again, because I'm walking by, I was like, y'all still doing okay? Still nothing. Like, no eye contact. They don't even twitch. And I was just like, and honestly, because I've had a really kind of rough couple weeks about this whole thing, like, I'm on the edge of a spear just like everybody else. But I'm trying to not let that get to me. Because if you let that get to you, then that person wins. And I'm like, I don't want to be that person. So I very nonchalantly was just like, you guys got a problem? Like, can I help you? And then they turn, he's like, what'd you say to me? And I was like, oh, so you heard that time. Got it. I said, he goes, excuse me? I said, look, I said, I've been trying to actually talk to you for about 5 minutes now. I was saying, welcome to the store. Could I help you? I praised you for waiting outside. And you kind of ignored me like I wasn't here. And I was just wondering if you guys were okay. And he looks at me and goes, are you okay? I was like, I'm fine. Do you need help? He's like, no, we don't need your help. Okay. So I walked away. I went back to my register, did my thing. And I could see them, they're talking to themselves over at the Action Comics section, which, as I pointed out, by the register. So I can hear their whole conversation. They're not being subtle. And he's like, well, fuck this. Fuck him and fuck this store. So they turn around, and as they're leaving, he looks at me and goes, hey, you have a nice fucking day. It's like, okay, have a good day, sir. He walked out.
I will do. I make my living working in a comic shop. Enjoy your day at the cocksucking mine, you fucking
So
asshole.
I asked, like, the 3 people that were in the store, and they're all, like, regulars who I know. And I was like, I was like, gun to your head, truth or story. Was I the problem? Because you can tell me. Because if I am, let me know so that I can make an adjustment to how I handle the next person that comes in. Now, granted, I will safely say I probably got a little irritated when I was like, oh, you can now hear me. But I think I had a right to. Anyway, so after the whole store emptied out, I sat down and I felt just, like, I'm not going to lie, I had a little bit of a cry. Because it was just like, why are people so mean? Like, I get it. You have to wear a mask. Your civil liberties are infringed upon. You had to stay in your house and do nothing for 3 months. I get it. But I sell comics. Literally, I'm not doing anything that hurts you in any kind of way. And I told the boss the next day, and I kind of, like, my boss was like, look, he goes, the bottom line is, like, when you're here and I'm not, you're an extension of me. So if you feel that you have been offended to or, confronted or assaulted in any kind of verbal ways, like, because you have the pure rights to say, fuck off, get the fuck out of my store and don't come back. And I was like, cool. Yeah. Like I was telling Anthony last night, like, I've only had to do that twice in like 10 years and I don't want to do that. Like, these are people, I need their money. It's like,
I mean, you're a store with strong regulars.
Sure.
Like, you're not dependent on walk-ins necessarily.
Unless they're Christopher.
True. When he comes in, he drops mad fucking ducats.
Who?
Anyway, fuck any rando you've never seen before. Like, you're there pretty much every day at this point. Like, it's not a matter of like, oh, this guy is just in on a weird day. Like, you're an extension of the ownership of that store. What you say goes, man. You are the law.
I just thought it was like, it's like I said, I understand we're all on edge.
Yeah.
But man.
And then I would probably handle it more or less the same, because we have customer service, like, bludgeoned into our mindset now where we just have to kowtow to, like, whatever the customer wants because they are somehow this undeniable god to us that we must praise.
Well, as I told Anthony last night when we were D&Ding, and I had 2 customers in the store. One's a regular, one is not, apparently. I wasn't here for this, but the non-regular customer got him. He started raising his voice real loud about, like, how the white man is the most put on person right now in society, right? And
Sorry.
no, you laugh because it is so ridiculous that what he said. And my regular, who is like a really upstanding kind of guy, who will take a bitch down for being stupid. Like, he's one of those guys that'll pull you aside and be like, let me break it down for a motherfucker because how stupid you are.
He educated.
And he said he got into it with him on the middle of the floor. But he said what he was yelling at him most about was like how he can be so racist and so stupid while buying X-Men comics.
Yeah.
And that is where we laugh the most, because it's like, you can't be that guy and then buy that book.
Like, is there a comic that it could be more like wrong for him to buy with that kind of
no,
mentality?
I mean, Superman, because he upstands for everybody, you know. But X-Men was specifically written out of the civil rights movement. Like, it's the epitome of what kind of it is about. Like, you have all these different sexual orientations, creeds, races, bloods, aliens, all living together.
It's literally minorities fighting against an oppressive system to gain equality.
Yeah. But this dude probably just likes Wolverine because he kills people. You know,
probably. Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised.
It's like we have a couple guys that come in that I know. One of them actually works at one of the weapons stores in town, which, by the way, they just put a third one in. We had 2, now we have 3. I was like, why do we need 3? And the lines are out the door, which also is upsetting.
Of course they are.
But all he buys is Punisher, and I'm like, you're the one I need to watch. But also, he's like, he's built like the Blob, so he's not going to make it. Still, it's like...
it still shocks me how many people just get the Punisher wrong.
Yes, all the time.
Yeah.
Like, you just missed the point.
Just, he's cool. He kills people. You're like, but you know he kills for a reason.
It is such an issue that they literally addressed it in comics.
Yeah.
Like, was it like late last year? Punisher literally talks to 2 cops who had a Punisher logo and like a blue stripe on it or something like you see around. And he's like, "Why are you wearing that? I'm a bad guy. You should not emulate me."
Yeah.
And the Punisher,
if you think what I'm doing is right, then I'm coming for you because you're the bad guy.
Go and kill innocent people. He kills mob bosses and killers and supervillains.
Like, Punisher's not gonna shoot a dude at a protest in the face with a fucking gas canister.
No, he is not.
Yeah.
But that was my week as far as like customer service right now is rough. So like, Steph, I'm sure you get phone calls that are equally as maddening, and Anthony, you as well. Like, but Jordan, you probably get maddening phone calls too from people who just don't know how to work their damn computer. But still,
definitely.
It really, this week was the week where I was just like, Jesus Christ, man, like, just relax.
Like, I had some lady call, and she was just like, I've been calling you guys for the last. I've been calling for the last 4 days, and no one answers my calls.
Bullshit.
And I was just
absolute bullshit.
Well, the first time I said 1 moment, please, and then I transferred her, and then she called again, and then she was just like, she got really upset and was just like, I need to speak to this person, blah, 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 and was just like, do you know that there's a pandemic going on and I need my my discount? And in my head, I was just like,
whew.
I mean, it's been like 3 months. Like, we all know there's a pandemic going on.
You should have responded like,
lady,
there's a pandemic? I didn't know that.
No.
What?
It's like,
what took you so long?
It's insane. Like, just nonstop. You know what? I think just in general, like, a lot of people that I'm interacting with, like, recently are just assholes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not even customers, just like people. Some friends, some people, everyone's on edge. People are just being assholes. And I'm just like, dude, like, I don't really want to talk to anyone right now.
I get it.
It's like, Like, I get it, you're pissed. We're all pissed. But, like, fuck, man. Like, I don't know. You could tell, like, just something about today, too. Everyone at work just had an off vibe. Like, no one, everyone that's been, like, interacting with other people, it was just off. Did you guys hear about that one story that was, like, floating around of the Starbucks in San Diego?
No.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I saw that.
Okay.
It was local only.
So, like, I saw a post from someone, and it said, basically, the girl, I mean, it doesn't matter. The woman, yeah. The woman, her name has been out there, but she posted a picture of a Starbucks worker, and the thing says, "Meet Lennon." Lennon? From Starbucks. Lennon,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like... Yeah.
Meet Lennon from Starbucks, who refused to serve me because I am not wearing a mask. Next time, I will wait for the cops and bring a medical exemption. And then she took a picture of him standing.
Yeah. One, do it. I dare you.
And she
also, we can just call this woman Karen, right?
Yeah.
I think.
Her name is Amber.
That's just as bad.
She thought she was right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She's making this just big political stand, like she's the one who is leading the people to the promised land.
Did you hear they gave?
Yeah.
She's just a bitch.
Did you hear they gave males their name as well now?
Was it Kevin?
Which is it?
Richard and Karen.
Richard and Karen are the name?
Yeah, I endorse it. I get it. Richard's a pretty white ass name.
I mean, Dick
Yep,
and Karen.
Dick and Karen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be.
No, I didn't see that. That's interesting.
I honestly,
didn't. Okay.
I honestly, this is a tangent. I honestly wonder who out there named Richard is like, nah, call me Dick.
Yeah, I don't see that happening.
Or where you get it from, anyway.
Like,
yeah,
like it's. I find it entertaining still that we still call like the first Robin, Nightwing, Dick Grayson.
Well, not anymore.
Like
he lost his memory. He's now Rick.
All right, well,
What?
let's not get into that nonsense. And I thought he got his memory back.
He got partial memory.
Okay.
The Joker's got a magic thing that holds his memories on a necklace right now.
Of course he does.
Comics. Yeah.
But the fact that never went away, like through everything, through like all the gay panic of the '90s, and we never stopped calling him Dick.
What's his actual name? I thought that was his
Richard.
name.
Richard
Yeah.
Grayson.
Nah, Dick Grayson.
Dick Grayson.
Come on. Hi, I'm Rich. Rich Grayson.
Richie Grayson.
I don't like it.
Richie Gray.
Dick Grayson just sounds good.
I mean, it's I think we all can agree, acclaimed stuntman of, I believe, the 70s, Dick Warlock, is just the best name ever. And it doesn't work if you're Rich Warlock.
That's true. And it's also like, you know, the creator of the Law and Order series, Dick Wolf. It wouldn't be the same if he was Richard Wolf, you know? It's like, nah, produced by Dick Wolf.
No. Richie Wolf doesn't make shit. No, I'm with you.
I wish they would have just changed Richie Rich's name to Richie Dick.
I love how you only gave me enough ketchup and you validate.
Dickie Rich.
Dickie
You're
Rich.
like, you need only this much.
Yo, little Dickie, get up on that one. Have either of you watched Dave on FX?
I have not had a chance yet to. I would like to marathon that because right now I'm going through Hannibal on Netflix because I love that show. Despite how
Because it's awesome.
utterly gruesome. Yeah, it's such a good show. Hugh Dancy,
Oh my God.
fucking
Jordan.
why am I blanking on his name? I love this man so much. Mads Mikkelsen, yes. Oh my God.
Do you ever get so hungry when he's? Oh my God! It looks so good.
Dude.
You're like, that's a human.
It's like I know that's people, but it looks so good.
Oh,
Anthony, I don't know if it's for you,
years.
but man, is it one of my favorite shows. It's shot so beautifully. is so
It is.
fucked
It's
up.
such a beautiful show. Yeah.
Gillian Anderson,
like everything's beautiful about it.
amazing.
Like even how gruesome it is.
I've heard some crazy shit about it. I'm almost at the end of Deadwood, so I suppose I'll have to find a new like show to watch.
And I just like the kind of the tiniest of smirk that Hannibal has whenever he's feeding other people humans.
I would be the same way.
Well, why would you not?
I would definitely have a sense of satisfaction tricking someone to eat people.
I just finished
Especially if
all the avatars and Korras, and I now live in a post-Avatar Korra world, and I'm sad.
I hear that happens. Yeah,
It's all good. I'll pick up the pieces. I started The Purge today.
it's like post anime depression. It happens to a lot of us.
Yeah.
I don't know. I had nothing to add to that. Just awkward silence. Damn it! I gotta start writing things down. There was something I had in the driving around this morning. I'm like, oh, remember this to talk about later. But it's fucking gone.
Was it just something like while you were driving, you saw something that triggered this memory?
I don't know. I really don't. I have no idea.
Well,
Is Dave on Hulu, or do you have to get it?
Hulu.
It is?
It's on Hulu. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like all of FX's shows are on Hulu.
Do I have Hulu?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Steph, you have Hulu.
Yes, I do have Hulu. Which means
You got
Hulu is
Hulu 'cause
also
I
on
give
my
it to you.
Roku. Which you have, Anthony. So we all have access to
Listen,
this.
why do we not talk about the card games that I also have of yours? It's always the Hulu.
Yeah. You have my games, and you have, my Roku. So, you enjoying it? Did you turn it on yet?
Nope. Because I got Hulu too. I don't need your Roku for Hulu. Listen, you should have it back. I think we
Okay.
all can agree. You
One of
should
these
have
days,
it back.
I'll venture out there, and then I'll pick it up.
Did you even watch Parasite yet?
No.
Oh my god.
I keep
Yeah.
thinking about it. It's on Hulu now to watch, and I'm just like, I don't know if I can handle this movie.
I feel like you can. Yeah.
I want things to make me feel good.
It
I
does.
It doesn't seem like
in a sense.
movie with a
it's not
like
like
a real
the
happy
Joker,
ending.
because people keep trying to. It's like the Joker. No, it's not.
I almost want to talk to Leland about his Joker.
Oh, experience.
I kind of want to do that right
Okay.
now.
So,
All right.
I very much enjoyed it. And
Okay.
Yes.
about halfway through the movie, you've all seen it, right? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Spoilers if anyone hasn't seen it. So I was about halfway through the movie and I was like, oh, I like this. I don't know if I wouldn't classify it as a good Joker movie as much as I would classify it as just a really good movie. And I was like, oh, this is kind of good.
Okay.
But when you found out that him and Domino were not a couple, that's when
Yeah.
I was like, I fucking love this movie. Like, that twist made all the difference to me. I was like, this motherfucker crazy.
Yep.
I thought it was really well done. His choices were big swings, and a lot of them did not work
Yeah.
for me, but they made the movie
Yeah.
better. Now, what I did have problems with is myself after the movie, because I laughed the whole time.
In the movie.
I was like, I know this isn't a comedy, but I'm having a real good
That's how
time
I
watching
felt.
him do stuff. And then I was like,
How-
and at the end of the movie, when
Okay.
he like led the clown revolution or whatever, I was like, ooh, I get it. Well, I was like,
the most.
no, just
okay.
like Heath Ledger's Joker said, like, we're all just one bad day away from being crazy. And I was like, I get it. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. But I'm also in the mindset of the movie, there is no Batman in that world. Like, I don't care that there's a Bruce Wayne and you were introduced and all that shit. I was like, nah, there's no Batman in that world. This is it. We're just following this crazy-ass motherfucker. And I really had a good time with it. And I giggled a lot. When that
most-
little dude couldn't reach the thing, I lost it.
Yes. That's
Yeah.
the one.
I was laughing
just
so
like-
hard.
Well, not that I couldn't reach it, but just I was like in that whole scene, my mouth dropped because it was just like, oh yeah, like it was basically the giving him the okie doke, like you can leave, and then he starts walking to the door, and then he can't reach, and then that's when I was like, oh shit, like
It's like
this
it's
could
like
go two
unintentionally
ways.
funny, but
Yeah. I was hoping to God that he was just going to be let go, and well, I mean, that's obviously what happened, but, like, I was watching, and I was like, man, that sucks, and I was like, it can't get any worse.
It's sadistic.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But I think waiting almost a year to see it helped for me.
Okay.
Because I didn't have to
Yeah.
live
That's
all the
fair.
people telling me how good it was or how bad it was. So
Yeah.
I got to
Yeah.
kind of rest and be like, oh, okay. Oh, I get it. All right, you guys did something different. I like this.
Yeah.
I don't ever need to see him do the Joker again. I was like, I don't
Yes,
need no sequel.
true.
You're not fighting Batman in future stories. Like, this is just a one and done. It's an Elseworlds tale. I'm totally fine with that. Let it be on its own. Because
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
realistic along that timeline, he's like 70 to 80 when Batman is of age.
Unless that's actually Jared Leto's mentor.
I will.
Oh, we're gonna talk about the 3 Joker bullshit.
Hey, look, it comes out soon. I'll let you know how it is. Oh, speaking of Joker, I got you a copy of that book. So I'll have to send that to you from my location to your mystery location.
Yeah, like normal.
Yes, through snail mail.
What's wrong with your eye, Leland? Why is only the one blinking?
You'll have to send that address again because it was really up in the chat and we talk constantly.
yeah. That's fair.
I wasn't really a big fan of the Joker movie. I think it was sadistic. The story itself didn't have really any value.
Yeah.
And I feel they use like a mental illness to kind of justify the main character's actions. And the world is so unnecessarily cruel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The real world is not that bad.
This is why I think this is...
Speak for yourself.
This is the difference between... Me and Anthony have always had this difference in our friendship. Is like, you do really... And I praise you for this, and I respect you a lot, that you really do try to see the good in everybody.
In all things, yes.
And I automatically think everyone is terrible. So I related to him in a lot in the movie. And yes, you are wrong. I mean, you are right about they did. You were wrong.
Yes, you are wrong.
Wrong.
You were right about like they did play up the like, oh, he's definitely got a mental illness, and that's why he's bad kind of a situation. I don't look at it that way. I look at it as someone who would have not been failed by the system probably would have been taken care of. But they were more showing that the system fails people who have mental illness, and this is what happens to an extreme, obviously, perspective, because, you know, he's the Joker. But I do see where you were coming from. But also, I'm probably slightly more sadistic than you are as far as my humor goes.
Yes, if we were on a scale, you would be farther than me. I just wasn't really super keen on him becoming like this cult figure, and like nobody thought that was bad.
Yeah.
Like nobody was like, hey, this dude just straight murdered a person on television, and now we all gonna wear his face and run in the street and like murder more people. Like it was the uprising of every maniac, but it makes it look like just everyone's a maniac.
Yeah. No, that's true. Like I totally understand where you're coming from, and to rehash a conversation we already had about this movie,
Good point.
I really enjoyed the movie. It's not a movie I ever want to see again or need to see again. The acting is phenomenal and all that.
Yes.
And I do see it more through the lens of watching a man who is just being failed by system after system after system, and then just the world crashing in on him. And it's awful to watch, but enjoyable in the art of it. But
it's shot beautifully.
Yeah.
It is such an amazing film shot. Everyone acting is doing great.
Yeah.
I'm not mad about Joaquin Phoenix getting the Oscar, but I don't know if he would have been my first choice. But he definitely worked his ass off for it, so I got no problem with him having it. My issues?
I was going to say, you're about to tell me your issues. Go ahead.
Well, no, I was just going to, kind of round back to my issue is the story. I don't think the story is beneficial or really, like, it's not productive.
It's not saying anything new.
Oh, no. It's a remake of Taxi Driver meets The King of Comedy. Like, it's
but both of those
right,
literally
they are 100% better movies. Yeah, they just took two old 70s movies and made it into a clown,
Yeah.
Like
two old De Niro movies, and then put De Niro in the movie.
That's the only reason he's there. Like, that's the only reason he got the call.
It's a nod to movie buffs.
Yeah. Steph, you were saying?
Oh no, I saw it, or I didn't watch Taxi Driver, but I saw it scrolling Netflix, so it's on there.
It's long and not exciting.
Yeah, I was scrolling.
I will say that.
I was scrolling through movies yesterday, and the winner was Romeo Must Die, so I watched that last night.
There you go.
No, shout out to Jet Li
Yeah.
and DMX and Aaliyah.
Oh, damn.
Dude!
Oh,
go
Steph,
ahead.
no, you got
Too
excited.
soon, Leland?
What happened, Aaliyah?
Oh, no, I got excited because I was, like, looking at the actors, and I was just like, oh, this guy looks real familiar. And I was like,
my God.
Why do you fucking look so familiar? Because he's talking, and I was just like, I don't know where you're from. And it was a meta deal from Lucifer.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and I was like, with
Right
this puppy eyes. And I was like, dude, you look the fucking same.
Because it's the same guy.
I know, but it's been years.
Yeah, but like 20 years apart.
Yeah, that didn't
Black
work
don't
good
crack.
for DMX. He looks
Word.
fucking horrible.
Whoa, hey.
No, she got a point.
Sorry.
DMX looking rough.
Yeah,
Let me see,
he looks
DMX 2020.
That's better than that Ja
didn't-
Rule commercial.
Ooh, Ja.
Man, DMX looks fine.
I don't know. He looked bad the last couple.
He just has a gray beard. Like, he looks totally fine. He looks like DMX.
That's a pretty decent picture.
Okay, he
but
looks
I
fine
feel like I've
there.
seen candid photos of him not looking very great.
I know he had a time, right, where he was a mess. Right? He was working at McDonald's, wasn't he? That was like his rough
What?
time.
No.
No, I don't know if that's actually true.
DMX not working at McDonald's ever.
Really?
Ain't
then
nobody
there you
gonna hire
go.
DMX at
This
McDonald's.
No, that was
This
Cisco.
is one of those things. This would have been
Oh,
perfect
come on.
for
Cisco's
last
still doing
week's
work. He's still
topic.
touring.
This would have been great for last week's topic. When it said I went on believing for the longest time about something and just
The
realized
DMX
now that it's not true.
DMX, post Rough Riders Anthem, was still working at McDonald's.
Yeah, someone posted, like, this is where DMX is now, and no one, like, I believed it,
No.
and no one corrected it.
This is why you're the best, Steph.
Wait.
You're just so earnest and
Wait.
pure.
Cisco's still on tour?
Yeah, Cisco still
Did
tours.
he have more than one song?
Yes, he has a lot of
Does everybody
songs.
know? Other than the thong song?
Yeah, I mean, because he had his
he
whole career
opens
with
and
Drew
closes
Hill.
with it.
He had his whole career with Drew Hill, and then he had his own solo career.
In the Wiki Wow. I remember that. Yep. Well,
Not his song.
yeah, but he in it.
He is in it, yes.
Let me guess, featuring, right? Because that's what all the musicians call it.
Yeah,
featuring.
because it's Will Smith's
Yeah.
song.
Yeah, it's Will
I mean,
Smith's
it could
song.
be argued the song whose song it really is I believe Stevie Wonder's, because he's the one who stole
Yes.
the riff from it, right? Like, is that correct? Okay.
Yes.
I mean, that opens a can of worms.
It's like Vanilla Ice and his under pressure bullshit.
Ding, 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 ding. But see, mine goes ding, 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 ding. What?
But like by the same logic, that means that Ice Ice Baby is a David Bowie song. If Wild Wild West is a Stevie Wonder song because they play they sample it, then Ice Ice Baby is a David Bowie and what's his clown face?
Freddie.
Fuck it.
Freddie Mercury from Queen.
Oh, it is Freddie. I was thinking of the Rolling Stones.
No, that would be Dancing in the Street, son.
Yeah, I had mine mixed up. So by the same logic, Ice Ice Baby is Freddie Mercury and David Bowie.
Oh, I got it. I just wanted to see you connect the dots like that. That was...
Okay, well, I'm glad you enjoyed that.
Please insert a cricket sound during that long pause.
I had to work through it for a minute because I was just like, please tell me you're not comparing the two, because that is not at all.
No.
Well, that means that Changes by Tupac is really just a Police song.
Yeah, and Every Breath You Take from Puffy is also just a Police song.
And Puffy's Come With Me is a Led Zeppelin song.
So what we've learned today is that hip-hop artists and rappers really like to sample from rock and roll music. I'm good. I'm glad we cracked this code. Tune in, America.
You guys want to play the game?
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
Let's play the game. So we are at 44? Good. Yep, 44.
Vanilla Ice could have just said it's a sample. He could have just said, yeah, it's a sample. It would have been fine.
Granted, yeah. I better wake up.
Yeah, no one's going to be like, what? You sampled it? You're like, yeah, no shit.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, it's like...
Boutique had come out at that point.
Wow. A GoFundMe was started for that kid who was in the picture from the San Diego barista.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know if he got fired or anything. I don't think he did. I didn't hear anything about
The
that.
kid, Lennon.
I think that... Yeah, Lennon. It was like just giving tips to Lennon. Just give him
Did
tips
you hear?
for
like
being
he's just gonna make
outstanding.
some fucking
Did you
money
see
now.
that one?
Yeah.
I think it was in Texas, the tampon and the Frappuccino.
What?
Yeah, I got a news alert this morning that some cop asked for a Frappuccino at his local Starbucks, and when he got halfway through it, he found that someone shoved a tampon in the Frappuccino, and Starbucks is calling him out, saying that he's lying and he put it in there.
Was it used or
that was not specified in the picture, but it was. Yeah, Starbucks they didn't believe him that he found it in there.
Oh, you mean just like how cops thought that Shake Shack poisoned a bunch of shakes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
What?
Also not true.
it's like y'all
Yeah.
I didn't hear about that.
And then there was an investigation. They found, oh yeah, no, this didn't happen.
Yeah, it's just bad
No.
food.
No, from what I heard was, okay, they said that there was bleach in the milkshakes. They
Yes.
found bleach in the
Well,
milkshakes.
that's
so
how
three cops got sick.
Cops got
That's
sick.
how they keep it white.
But what I was told was they didn't clean it out properly.
So what the official explanation is that some cleaning solution was still left in the shake machine
Yeah.
when they made the shakes, and that's what made them get sick. But I call bullshit. It's like that one lady's like, "Oh my god, I'm so scared about getting my fucking McMuffin that
her
just leave it. I'm gonna
McMuffin.
drive away." Fucking McMuffin Karen.
Yeah, I read that. I heard that
I don't
one.
know that
I was
one.
reading the comments and they were talking shit like, "You've never waited long for McDonald's."
Like she
have
clearly
you never
cannot
ate at
handle
McDonald's?
the world right now. Yeah,
Yeah.
this cop breaks down. She making a video of herself crying because she had to wait to get her McMuffin
And her coffee.
at McDonald's. They make you pull ahead, as is pretty common
Yeah.
these days.
Yep.
And she felt she had to wait because she was a cop,
Yeah, and she had like a breakdown.
and that they were probably doing something to her food now.
The funny thing about the world that we live in now with like Twitter and social media is that if you're an asshole, they'll put you on blast and destroy your life. So maybe just don't
find
be an
you.
asshole. Like it's so
I'll
simple.
find you. All right, let's play this game. Siri. I was about to ask
What the fuck she said to you?
Siri, please give me a number between 1 and 44. The number is 4.
Oh, that's a
4.
Wow.
Wow.
Early one.
Yeah. Yeah. Up
That
in
might
the
be
beginning
one where
time.
we actually put our answers on the thing already.
We sure
Oh,
did
never
not.
mind.
Number 4 on the list of ridiculousness is guilty pleasure movies.
Oh, just watched one recently. Wait.
Romeo
What's
Must Die?
Romeo Must Die. I'll tell you, I unironically, genuinely enjoy the second Ghost Rider movie, Spirit of Vengeance.
Well, it's definitely better than the first one.
Really?
Yeah, it's definitely better than the first one, but also enjoyable to me. And I know a lot of people just really like write the both of them off, and it's still bananas. Like, it's the one where you see Ghost Rider pissing a stream of flame
What?
Yeah, but you also got
from behind. From behind, it's a shot of Ghost Rider just like standing on a cliff and just like spraying back and forth like a fucking sprinkler on a summer day, this stream of fire.
But you also got
Now-
Idris Elba with a really fun French accent.
Oh yeah, he's totally great. Now, to put that scene in context, it is the imagination of a child imagining it, trying to understand like the Ghost Rider, like what does the Ghost Rider pee?
Yeah.
No, because he ain't got a dick, because he just bones. He bones in fire and a leather jacket.
You sure it's not a bone dick?
That's not how people work, Jordan.
Fire dick?
Yes, it's a fiery dick. But no, I absolutely enjoy that movie, and have watched it. In fact, I think within the last year, by choice.
Sucker Punch.
Ooh.
I enjoy that movie.
I did
Okay.
rewatch that one too, but I didn't find the
I-
same enjoyment out of it.
Well, some parts are rough, but I like the music that they
The music's
Mhm.
great.
like. What's her name? Bjorn. I would never listen to her
Bjork.
like
Bjork.
what is it?
Bjork.
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 I've been calling her Bjorn.
Like baby
You're thinking
Bjorn.
Baby Bjorn.
Yes.
Yeah, I
right.
watched it. It's visually very appealing. The music is great, but on this last watch, I realized kind of how confusing, and for a movie that is kind of on the surface trying to pretend to be like a pro-feminist movie or like a
Yeah.
pro-female
Oh, it's
movie,
everything but
Yeah.
that.
Is
no,
not.
at all.
It is not at all.
Yeah.
I've told you this joke before. I feel that we now know what he's into in the bedroom. Like, he dresses all those women in what is be considered sexy.
Like his wife has all those
like
outfits.
the baby doll outfit and stuff. Yeah. No, that movie, it falls apart
Yeah.
in the middle and never really picks itself back up.
Yeah.
I mean, the only other person that could make a worse movie based off like a female action thing would be Michael Bay. You know?
Yeah, right.
I just remembered the thing I was thinking about this morning.
What was it?
Was it Michael Bay?
Leland
Yeah.
Leland killed Joel Schumacher
Why did I kill Joel Schumacher?
because last week you were bad mouthing the Batman Forever movie, and now he's dead.
Well, I've got nothing.
Because you
That's
brought
what
up
you
last
get when
week.
you're talking shit, bitch.
You brought up last week
Yeah.
how you had gotten
Remember.
the 20. Yeah. Oh, I'm waiting for Ramon and Jennifer to get back to me on that. Last
I
week,
remember. I'm just-
it was the reminder that the movie is 20
Yeah.
years old, and so we talked briefly about how bad that movie is. And now Joel Schumacher is passed.
I mean,
No.
So Leland killed him. He heard it. Same day. It's released, and then the man passes.
I heard his last words were, "It's acid, boiling acid." Dude.
Da 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 da.
I mean, let's be honest. He had not a lot of input, I'm sure, into a lot of the choices that were made for those movies. I mean, clearly those were movies made by committee. But
by Hasbro,
he is the name attached. So yeah,
Yeah,
but for every bad movie,
dude made Lost Boys.
He's got some good stuff under his belt.
Yeah,
but that can be said about every director has some good and some real bad. Even Spielberg's made some shit films.
Like I'm not going to say Joel Schumacher was a terrible movie filmmaker. I'm going to say those two Batman movies are weird and unnecessary in ways that like are complicated and seem more trouble to do than it would be to just make a regular Batman movie.
Long.
But
Batman and Robin is 2 hours and 18 minutes. Why?
Jeez.
Why?
That's before we knew how to make movies that long.
Like, why are you so...
that's a lot longer than I thought it would be.
Why are you so fucking long? We know who Batman is at this point. Like, you don't need to tell me more.
I forget. Is that Two-Face and
no?
And
That's
Riddler,
the Poison Ivy, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Poison Ivy.
I guess that. Okay. No, I was going to say that could be my guilty pleasure movie because I do occasionally like to put it on, but I don't think I get enjoyment out of it anymore.
So what are you doing to yourself then? What are you accomplishing when you put it in? Like is it like my issue with like the later Crow movies where I'm like, well, that was my opinion then. Clearly, I can't think the same thing now. At this point, all the stigma must have washed away, and I can see it with fresh eyes and see what the real intent of the film was. And then you watch him like, nope, still hot garbage.
No, I think because I just really like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
It's not fun.
I mean, I do have a good time hearing his terrible lines.
Yeah, it is a good time. It's just
but
tough to like also wrap the Batman end of it.
The problem with saying guilty pleasures is that I really don't feel bad about my guilty pleasure films.
That's exactly what I was about to say. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't feel bad about watching Ghost Rider, but I do understand that people think it's a bad movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like I don't know.
And that's what I'm saying. I don't feel guilty, but I understand what the public.
I guess
opinion is.
when you first asked the question, the first movie that came to mind was Mamma Mia 2. For me.
Here we go again.
Because it is so terrible.
My name's Anthony. I'll be here all week. I'll see you later.
It is so terrible, but it is so bad. Like it comes halfway around where I'm like, yep, I'm living in a pink bubble world, and I'm okay with it right now. Bring on Cher. It's like
I've never watched that.
I mean, that's basically how I feel about my guilty pleasure movie. Well, okay, it's not just one guilty pleasure movie; it's a trilogy. And it's one of the greatest trilogies of all
let's
time.
say Pitch Perfect.
Don't say it.
And it stars a very, very young Zac Efron and Vanessa Hudgens. And it's called High School Musical.
That's it.
But Jordan,
that's it. I can't handle
are those
this.
considered real movies?
Yes, they are. They're Disney Channel original movies, right there.
There's some
right
bullshit.
It's a DCOM.
That's it. You gotta go. You gotta go. I can't.
Living
have you,
in my own world, I
can't
didn't
have
understand
you on this
that
podcast.
anything
I can't
could
have you in
happen
this state.
if I take a chance.
You gotta leave. You gotta get the fuck out of this state, or I'm coming for you.
Hey guys, I gotta go. Oh God,
you better move.
Jordan, respect.
And I mean, like 2 states away. I'm gonna get you.
High School Musical 1, 2, and 3. 2, 1, 3 is the best order.
Still haven't watched it.
Because the second movie, it's summer.
Oh, guys, it's
Is
summer.
that kind of like when
you get
Saved
it-
by the Bell had that 2-season summer break just to extend the show?
It's a good time.
There's one scene where Zac Efron is running on a golf course singing, and he's screaming "Bet on it," and it's
Is
great.
he shirtless?
He's almost.
I forgot.
Granted, he was like
What's
17 at the
almost?
time.
What's almost?
He's wearing the tightest shirt and pants you could possibly wear.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, I still haven't.
I know. I thought that Baywatch movie was pretty fucking funny.
That was pretty good.
I still
have
need to
not
watch
watched
that.
it yet.
I mean, you know what
Still
you're
haven't watched
getting.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where it lands because it's not a movie that was made for everybody, and like right off the bat. So I don't know if it falls under the same kind of criteria of like a movie that people just don't think is good.
That's what people say about High School Musical 3, but let me tell you.
I'm trying to force choke you right now. Repo, the Genetic Opera, I'm a fan of.
I've never watched
I still
it.
want to see that. I remember I kept getting that confused with Repo Man.
Yeah, I get
But
it.
not
Oh!
Repo Man from the 80s with
Yes.
From
right.
the 80s. No, Repo Men.
Jude
with-
Law.
Jude
Forrest
Law and
Whitaker.
Forrest Whitaker.
All right, that's what I thought.
And Forrest
That's what I
Whitaker's
thought.
eye.
Yeah, I had the DVD.
No, Repo Men has Anthony Stewart Head.
That's it.
Paris
That's it.
Hilton.
No, he's the only name in that movie, and you know it.
I don't know what that
Giles
is.
from Buffy.
So that's where you went.
And then he went to
Yeah.
Merlin for the entire run of that show that went longer than you think it did.
Have you ever tried watching it?
I tried the first episode and I
did as
couldn't
well. I
really
was like, oh,
get into it.
not for me. Gonna move on.
Yeah.
Of what?
I don't know if it gets better. A show called Merlin. I think it was primarily on the Sci-Fi
No, it was a
Channel.
BBC show. Mm-hmm.
Was it? Okay. Maybe just like rerun on the syndicated.
You could watch it on Amazon Prime Video.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I it keeps popping up when I'm looking for things to watch, and every time I'm like, not today, Merlin.
No.
Also, apparently, Netflix.
Yeah, that's the one where because John Hurt is in the little clip that Netflix shows you, and he's the voice of a dragon. I don't know the context or what that means or how many times they can get John Hurt, but I do have to deny myself because again I watched the first episode at least, and if there's anyone out there who can explain to me in a single tweet why I should go back to it, I'll read your tweet, but not more than a single tweet.
Not even a Twitter thread.
Nope.
I'm trying to think. I know sometime last week I was trying to find like a background noise movie, and I picked Disaster Artist, even though I know I've already seen it. And
I haven't watched that yet.
I put down my game and watched it entirely instead. But I've already seen it, and I enjoyed it then. And I couldn't stop laughing. And also, like, it's cringy, but funny because it's so cringy.
Overall consensus, is that
I
good?
enjoy it.
I thought it was a really good movie.
No,
Like,
I know,
it's-
but there's parts that are hard to watch where you're just like,
Oh, yeah.
oh,
Oh,
man,
yeah.
this is so bad.
like it's really fun to see the Franco brothers like acting side by side.
Oh, yeah.
But with James being Tommy Wiseau and doing a great impression of Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah.
Yeah. I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I was going to. Because I know I enjoyed it before, but I was dying and almost crying. And I was like, it's been so long, it's great.
Another guilty pleasure movie. It's one of the very few DVDs I actually own, and that movie is Stomp the Yard.
Yeah.
That probably falls right in there into the yeah. I think that's a movie we would agree upon as being a guilty pleasure. Is it just the Nick Cannon of it? Or wait, no, that's Drumline. I'm thinking of Drumline.
Drumline.
Yeah, you think Drumline.
Who had Stomped the Yard?
Neo's in Stomp the Yard, and then Chris Brown is in it for 5 minutes, but they marketed it like he's in way more of that movie.
Oh. He's the Drew Barrymore of Scream in it.
I think
Yeah, basically.
I think for me it's You Got Served. Because I love the
Not
dance
Step Up?
scenes. Yeah, no, You Got Served. is
Not even Step
probably
Up
the
2,
funniest.
The Streets.
Oh, God.
3D.
Isn't it?
Oh,
Back to the
yeah. It did make it to 3D. Forgot about that.
Didn't they also do Forever or something?
Yeah.
I think there are 4 of them.
Yeah, there's another one. I'm trying to think of. There probably is some other ones. I mean, some of the Disney movies are like Halloween or quintuplets. Quint. I actually
Quints.
oddly enjoyed that movie.
What's the standing on where Constantine ranks? Would this fall into kind of the generally considered?
I don't remember
Guilty
much
pleasures?
of it except
I've never seen it.
except him
Okay.
sitting in the chair with his feet in a bucket of water. Is that
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
right,
like
you're right.
angels and demons or fire somewhere.
I think the general
All correct things.
consensus in the store is typically like it's a decent horror movie, but it's not a good Constantine movie.
I think people
Oh.
came around to it
Maybe,
later.
but the problem
Is
is
there?
once
I think they hated
once
it.
Matt Ryan started doing his
Nerds,
Constantine, everyone was like, "Oh, so it can be done good. We just chose not to do it good because we attached Keanu." Yeah.
Isn't the girl from what is it? The one from Doctor Strange? Doesn't she play like an albino angel or something like that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Tilda
knew
Swinton.
what she was going for on that, but she took a left when I was expecting a right turn. Like, I thought she was going to go, "Isn't that the girl from The Mummy?" But she took a left and went straight to
Yeah.
Tilda Swinton. I was like, "Oh, okay."
That is her,
Yes,
right?
you are correct.
Yes,
Okay.
that is her.
Okay.
And also the girl from the Mummy.
Yes.
Who is she in the
Well,
Mummy?
it's,
The main girl.
what's Rachel Weisz,
The main girl in the Mummy is Rachel Weisz.
the dark,
Is the same main girl in
the
Constantine.
only girl in The Mummy.
Oh. Okay.
Also,
Good
the
point.
only girl in Constantine, realistically.
Good point. Does not
Okay.
pass the Bechdel
Does
test.
not. Oh, okay. Tangent. Really weird. Netflix just started playing it this last weekend. Have any of you guys watched The Floor is Lava yet?
Not
I
yet. I'm
only
curious.
saw the trailer, but I didn't start the show
Okay.
yet. It looks fun.
Okay. I'm on episode 7. You need to
Wow.
watch it. It is.
Okay.
Okay.
It's so. I can't describe it. But you're just like, let's watch a bunch of idiots try to figure out an obstacle course, and they all don't make it. It's fantastic, and they're so stupid.
Oh.
Like, we seem to
Okay.
have a rash of like all these at the same time. Like this Tag or I think it's Tag. Holy Moly is another one that seems to be like this, where it's just real kind of over the top setting and rule. It's like adult Double
Yes.
Dare and American
It's
Gladiator.
exactly what it is. Throw in a little Forbidden Temple.
Yeah.
It's a good time. You should watch at least one episode to get a kick out of it. It's a good time.
Okay.
And I think the Rock's Titan is like the serious version of the same game.
What is that?
Yes, yeah.
The Rock, I think he hosts it. I mean, he doesn't sleep. But it's like this super athletic like challenge. Like I think it's maybe akin to a Ninja Warrior.
Well, what's
Of
the
like-
one on Netflix
Yeah.
that Terry Crews hosts?
I think that's the same show. I think The Rock started, then they switched to Terry
okay.
Crews because The Rock is very busy.
Got it.
That's a
I
solid
think that's the same
handoff.
show.
I
Yeah.
like Terry Crews. I think he's funny.
Yeah, I love him. Anyone watch that John Henry movie on Netflix with him in it?
Like about the guy that put the train tracks. Oh,
No, because it's contemporary set, but the cover is him with a sledgehammer, so I think there may be some connection
Oh.
to it.
I need to watch this now.
Yeah, I've been debating it. It's just the trailer's doesn't explain anything, so I'm not really sure if I want to watch it.
Yeah.
I mean, John Henry was always my favorite tall tale from elementary school because it's the one that had to do with the black guy.
True.
And he wins and then dies immediately because his heart explodes.
well, that is how it ends, dude.
Which is-
That's sad.
Yeah, it's a shitty way for it to end.
I remember the
You got Paul Bunyan winning and becoming a statue for some reason, and then Babe becomes the Northern Lights or something.
What?
Oh yeah. Oh shit. Wait,
And then Billy the Kid just dies. Like,
does Babe become the Northern Lights because like the ghosts of Babe and Henry are like pounding iron up there, and it's like the light from the impact of.
But why would John Henry and Babe the Blue Ox be hanging out?
I don't know. I realize it's getting all mixed together.
it was Paul Bunyan and Babe the Blue Ox were
Yeah,
wrestling, and then they went up and became stars or something.
Oh,
and they became
I know
a
they made the
constellation or something like
mountains.
that. Yeah, yeah.
I know the cartoon showed me that they made the Rocky Mountains.
And then they were immortalized in a constellation of them wrestling each
I
other.
remember watching that Disney cartoon of John Henry as a kid. Where I remember that.
Yeah, the Tall Tales cartoon that kind of had like the 4 or 5 of them.
I think like Pecosville was one of them.
Oh yeah, Pecos Bill. Yeah,
I always remember it because
Lasso the Tornado.
Yeah, Lasso the Tornado. I always remember it because he meets the girl, which I think her name is Blue, and her eyes are so blue in the cartoon that they talk about. They're like, she had the bluest eyes ever that made you want to dive into him, and they zoom into her eye, and he dives into like her eye, and it like becomes a water. And it was a kid going like, that's weird.
Little Leland is like, this cartoon is art.
I don't think I ever.
This
I don't
inspires
think
me.
I ever sounded like that. As a small child,
I think you did,
as
Leland.
a small child,
Leland, why don't you
I still
remember
had
me?
a cocktail and a cigarette, and I just was like, who are these children? God, I need another cocktail.
I hate other children.
Don't talk to me, child.
They're a pestilence. What are you doing? Get away from me.
what is happening?
I don't know. You know I like doing bits and voices on this. You know I've always dreamed of having a character on this podcast.
I'm looking at the cast for the live action Tall Tale movie, Disney
What now?
movie. Do you guys remember this one?
I don't think it. I honestly, I don't think it could possibly stand up to that cartoon.
Nick Stahl as Daniel Hackett,
Nope.
Roger Aaron
since-
Brown as John Henry, Patrick Swayze as Pecos Bill,
That's the only one I buy.
This might not be.
Oliver Platt as Paul Bunyan, Stephen Lang as Jonas
What?
Hackett. Like the
What
cast
is
is
this?
I
wild.
remember this movie came out and no one saw it. Like, I think this flopped hard.
Yeah. Like the only thing I remember is that Paul Bunyan was just like a dude wearing a bearskin. Like that was it.
When did this come out?
It was like '95, I think.
Fucking A.
And they painted a cow blue.
Oh, jeez. I'm sure it was.
I don't remember
I'm sure it was a
this.
safe cow paint.
Somebody had a.
It was the '90s. It was not safe cow paint.
I'll dip back into some guilty pleasure movies. Demolition Man and Judge Dredd.
Definitely guilty
I-
pleasure movies.
No, that's pure
Entirely-
pleasure.
I
That's
entirely
pure
enjoy
pleasure.
every moment. I just watched Demolition Man like maybe a month ago. It's on Hulu, so I'm like, fuck yeah, it's time to do this again.
You know, out of the two, I can see where Demolition Man is more of an entertaining movie because at least you have like Sandra Bullock and you have Dennis Leary and you got some real memorable stuff like the Three Seashells and Taco Bell and shit like that. And Wesley Snipes is
Otho in the
yeah,
future.
and Wesley Snipes is definitely playing to the back row, which is
Yeah.
very fun. But out of the two, I
Yeah,
think
he's-
I'd rather watch Judge Dredd only because I find Amanda Sante to be a lot more entertaining to watch. because here's the thing. Here's why. I think Wesley knew the kind of movie he was in. I feel Amanda Sante did not.
I don't know. Like Amanda Sante, I feel is kind of giving like the same level of performance that Raul Julia does in Street
Oh, and
Fighter.
you know I love that performance. That's a guilty
That
pleasure
performance
movie.
is great. That movie is
No.
not as
It's
fun.
upsetting to watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and be like, huh, that's Chun-Li. Thank God she legitimized her career.
She really turned it around. That was a real misstep.
Good for her, Mulan.
She was, yeah.
The other Chung Li did not recover.
Oh,
It's true. She's still gone.
Kristen Kurek?
Oh, that
Yeah,
movie is
yeah.
so
Yeah,
fucking bad.
I don't know where the fuck
What
she
has she been up to?
Remember when we watched?
Kristen-
Oh, she was on that Beauty and the Beast show for like 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even then, that's got to be a few
It
years
is,
ago.
but that thing I think ran longer than all of us think it did.
Yeah, it guaranteed-
2012 to 2016.
That is 2 years longer than I would have thought.
Yeah.
Remember when we watched that Chun-Li movie, Anthony? And we were like, what's happening? And
Yep.
he put his hands in the woman's stomach and ripped her apart. We were like, what the fuck? Who is this for?
When not Ray Liotta as Bison, like with just the most complicated backstory.
Not really.
And he's just a white dude.
Yeah, he's just a white dude.
He was a Scottish. He was a Scottish man born
Yeah.
in Thailand, but he's been raised there. But he still had a Scottish accent, and you're like, that doesn't compute. You would have a Taiwanese accent, if anything, because that's where
What's
you live.
that dude's name? I know he's a reputable actor, but to me, like every time I see him, I always think it's Ray Liotta at first, and then then the next second I go, no, that's
it's
this
the
other
actor
guy.
that played. Yeah,
Neil
he played Dum
McDonough.
Dum Dugan
Yeah,
in Cap.
he's
he's
good.
a good actor.
He's good. I just can't get over his Ray Liotta-ness.
Remember how Taboo from the Black Eyed Peas was Vega in that movie?
Holy shit! Is that
I didn't know
true?
that.
Yes.
That's funny.
Fuck me!
He had no speaking lines, I
I'm
don't
more
believe.
confused if there was.
Same, just like the Black Eyed Peas.
I was gonna say I only know 2 people from the Black Eyed Peas, and he ain't one of them. So
He's the third one that you kind of recognize, but not the vampire.
I'll be honest, I do not know what you mean when you say that.
You know, there's 4 people in the Black
I
Eyed
know there's
Peas.
William, and then there's Uglyface, and then the other 2 people.
Yes.
And then there's the
And then-
really tall vampire guy with the long hair, and then
Which is Taboo.
Apple.
an apple.
And Apple
What?
the app. The black and Filipino man.
I'm
Yeah,
looking
there's
this up, 'cause
Apple.
I don't think I've.
Will.i.am,
You call
Fergie,
him William.
Apple, and Taboo.
Hey, get it right, it's Apple the app. APL the AP.
Is that true? Are you fucking with me? You better be fucking with me.
It's actually Apple D app.
Oh wow! Look at that. There is a tall one.
That's a
With, like the
vampire.
straightest hair.
Yeah.
Yes. Taboo has the
he
straightest hair in the
He's
world.
got a Bride of Frankenstein white streak in it now. Oh well, good for
Oh,
him.
yeah?
Does
Oh,
he?
you-
Well,
Taboo
well, maybe he
2020.
puts maybe he
I don't-
puts it in like Anthony does when we go out.
up in a like a pompadour front and just
It's
like,
kind of what it looked like. Yeah.
yeah, okay. Honestly, guys, I kind of don't know what to do with my hair anymore.
You
That's a
could
whole
just
different
go
problem.
get it cut. You can do that now if you feel the need to go dye for it.
I understand that I can, and I choose not to.
I get it. I shaved my head in a bathroom, so you can have options.
Hang on. Taboo of the Black Eyed Peas is involved with a comic by Marvel, A Werewolf by Night.
Yeah, it comes out like next
What?
month. What? I didn't know he was writing that or involved with it.
He's involved with it.
In what
The
capacity?
main
Writer?
character looks like him.
Oh damn!
It's not focusing enough, but I
whatever.
take your word for it. Is he writing? Is like he co-writing it?
Yes,
I mean,
he's co-writing. He's co-writing
a dude.
it.
He's a dude you look at, and someone could say, "Oh yeah, he's real into comics." I'm like, "Yeah, duh. Look at him." I didn't think about it before, but now that you said it, that was a redundant statement. Of course he
I
is.
wonder if he's come into the store and I had no idea who the fuck he is.
Has an ambiguously kind of tan-skinned human being come into the store with hair so straight you're afraid it might cut you if you got too close
not
to it.
recently, but I'm not there every day.
I can't wait for the day that Taboo walks into Leland's shop and Leland just stops, looks at him, and goes, "That motherfucker is Taboo."
And then he realized that Leland's been talking to him for 3 years. He just didn't know. He didn't put it together.
Well, that's what happened with the director of that rumored movie that may or may not ever see the light of day, The New Mutants. He's been shopping there for years. I didn't know he was a director. He's a very nice dude, and I've talked to him for years. And then one day, he was like, "Oh, I directed The New Mutants." I was like, "No shit." It's like, well,
They
good for
need to
you.
just throw that on Disney Plus and just let it go somewhere.
Look,
I
go ahead,
can't.
Jordan.
I can't wait to watch that shit show. I
I know,
cannot
after
wait.
all this hype
like
and waiting.
I want to watch that. I want to watch Artemis Fowl on Disney Plus because I heard that's just a train wreck.
It's got.
I can't wait.
Dude, I watched it.
It's got 6% on Rotten Tomatoes right now.
Oh my
I have
God.
never seen a one-act feature
Yeah.
film. It is so insanely like shallow and not in like a vain way. It's just nothing. There is no development of anything. There are things that seem clearly should be explained but are not explained. It's insane that it's as long as it is.
I hadn't watched it, but I watched clips online and I watched some review videos. I got angry when I found out Kenneth Branagh directed it because I love Kenneth Branagh, and I was just like, I'm sorry, what now? You're a legitimate Oscar-winning director. This is upsetting.
He made Thor.
You're motherfucker Poirot.
Oh.
Did you see that shit?
I like how we went from
You
different
see how
directions.
that shit got pushed back till next November? I was like,
Don't
You
remind
can't have that
me.
many people on a train.
they're on a boat this
Man,
time.
we're in a pandemic.
This time they're on a boat, Anthony. It's a real fancy boat that goes to the Nile.
Oh, good
there's
point. I'm
deaths.
sorry. They went. That must have been where Speed got it from. Second one's on a boat.
Oh shit!
Realistically, same situation. Just changed the scenery a little
Yeah,
bit.
that's all murder stories, Anthony. You are in a different location and someone dies and someone comes in and
but you're
solves
still
it.
in an enclosed area. You cannot escape your surroundings.
Yeah.
Train, bus, boat. You're still trapped.
Did you watch Knives Out yet?
I have not.
I haven't either.
I bought it on Amazon Prime. It's in my library. I just haven't watched it yet.
And now I can watch it on HBO.
It's
for
also
free.
on Amazon Prime. For
Sure
free.
can.
And I can do it there too.
Either way, it seems like a movie that I would
It's
want
very
to own.
good.
So,
Yeah.
even though I already know who did it because the DVD tells you, but whatever.
I think it's pronounced "Who Done It."
I'm not going to spoil who done it here, but I will say this:
Nothing. All right.
that's not the point of the movie. Like you
Yeah,
already
no, I totally
kind
get
of
that.
know who done it from the beginning, but it's how you
Yeah.
get there that's interesting. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's always
it's like the
because
play
it's a mystery.
out.
Yeah,
of
it's
it
how
is?
it all kind of falls into the places, which makes why it's fascinating to watch.
That's like How to Get Away with Murder.
Ugh.
Just
Jordan, not a fan.
like the Shonda Rhimes masterpiece show, How to Get Away with Murder.
Apparently,
Speaking
Jordan,
of,
not a
I
fan.
just saw season 6 got on Netflix, so I'm gonna watch that.
Steph, I have a question for you.
I might have an answer for you.
Does anyone get away with murder in that show?
Several people get away with murder. Are you kidding?
Jordan just made Leland choke on his water. We're watching him die.
It's even worse with beer. Oh,
Ooh, the bubbles are in his nose.
I mean, it's a valid question.
No, like, it's kind of insane how many people have died on that show.
Well, that's because they
like,
just can't keep actors
With
on
murder
the
in the
show.
title?
Well, just because, like it's what do you call that? Like, there's a main murder, and then in order to cover up what happened with the murder, all these other murders seem to happen. Like, there's one scene where like one person was a witness to one of the murders. So out of anger, the guy runs
kill
him
that
over.
motherfucker.
Yeah,
The guy runs the lady over with her car, and then that murder happened, and then they had to cover that murder when they already had two other murders that already happened. It's insane.
It doesn't sound like How to Get Away with Murder. It sounds like how to just
How to
make things
cover up a
worse.
story. Yeah.
I thought when Steph said to the witness and she hesitated on the W-I, and I was like, please say witch. Just like we didn't know that this show is actually like a sci-fi show. It was just hidden this whole time.
Season 3.
Witches.
It's actually season 7 of Grimm.
Yeah.
Remember that show?
That went on longer than you think it did.
I never watched it.
Yeah, how long
But
did
then
that go
everyone
on for?
immediately forgot it existed after the last
I
episode.
think I watched for like
true.
4 seasons.
I don't see a Grimm fandom out
Oh,
there.
it's out there, I'm sure.
Is Grimm not
It's
good,
not-
or is it
It's
good?
not
It's
bad.
not bad. It's just like Once Upon a Time,
Mm-hmm.
like that also similar but not quite similar
Yeah.
show. Like it went
It
a
had
long
6
time.
seasons?
It went
Sick.
on longer than
Yeah.
you thought it did.
Oh, but I nailed it though by saying season 7.
That's pretty good. Like both of those shows, like I feel were pretty popular. They weren't like the center focus of everyone's attention, but as soon as they ended, like everyone immediately forgot about
Well,
them.
they both filmed
It's
up in the
true.
same area, and a lot of the actors would be on both shows. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like,
Wait, what's the?
what's that?
Oh, go ahead.
Or you want to know the
No,
premise?
Yeah.
Monster Hunter.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That's it.
It's just supernatural, but the main guy's a cop.
Yeah,
That's like
Oh.
it.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, a little more storybook type monsters, but yeah.
Like the Grimm fairy tales.
Okay.
There it is.
Yep.
That's why,
Got you.
that's why it's called Grimm. But the main guy's not named Grimm.
Yeah.
What's the main?
Yeah,
No,
he is.
He's
Is he?
he's
No,
called
he's not. He
a
is not.
Grimm. It's what they call the hunters, or known as Grimms.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I thought his last.
No,
name
his
was
name
Grimm.
was Nick.
I
Something.
yeah, that
Was
would be
it
a
Nick
first
Grimm?
name.
Nick something.
No, Nick
Yeah, something.
Burkhart.
Okay, but his title is
Yes.
Grimm. He is a Grimm, also known as a
Yes.
hunter, monster hunter.
Interesting. Okay.
All right, let's bounce out of here. Hackers is also a favorite movie of mine. Leland, please escort us out of this podcast.
We are the ridiculous.
You couldn't get 3 words in without messing it up.
You stumped me because I didn't know if you wanted me to give you information or my own personal information, and I have like a brain fart compute. Okay. We are the League of Ridiculous Conversations. You can email us at Jordan.
Oh, LRC at gmail.com.
Or you can find us on the internet. It's where, Anthony?
By searching Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, League of Ridiculous Conversations, or at LORC Podcast.
That's it, right? There's no other. Okay.
How do you get this podcast?
Stephanie, how you find this podcast, girl?
Yes. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, at LORC Podcast.
No, that one
No,
you should,
at
you-
the
you-
League of Ridiculous Conversation.
Yeah, that one
Okay.
you got to spell it all out.
Yeah.
I liked how you looked at your phone to see what apps you had.
No, I didn't at all. I was
No,
looking.
she stared at something for a
Yeah.
moment, and I genuinely thought she finally wrote it down.
No.
And then she stumbled and looked everywhere else. I'm like, oh no, she
No,
did not.
she's selling
Yeah, no,
turnips
I
down by
needed
the
to look
seashore.
around the room.
The clues are all over her room, like that last scene in The Usual Suspects.
If you want to follow Anthony's crazy life, where would they look for you?
They'd have to find me in real life to really know. But if you want to find me on the internet and be my guilty pleasure, hit me up at Graphite Night on the Twitter and Spookington on the Instagram.
Jordan, if they would like to watch you play Twitch whenever you decide to get back on it, where would they look for that?
Just look up Jordan is a bear. Just Google Jordan is a bear. You'll find all of my crap. Seriously, you will.
Here, I'm on the first page of my own Google search.
Are you not? Oh, yeah.
No.
She says that like that's a thing. Stephanie, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Stephanoids. StephuhUhnoids. I post stuff. I also enjoyed all the Expendables because I think you could say that's one of my pleasures too.
Yeah, those are
Yeah.
fun.
Those are fun movies, yeah.
And,
Two, 3, 1.
All the Fast and the Furious, the whole Fast
2,
and
3, 1?
Furious thing. But they're great movies, so it's not like they're.
Yeah, I don't
something to be
know.
guilty
I don't know
about.
if we can like say Fast and the Furious fall under there as a
Right?
guilty pleasure movie. They kind of
okay.
seem too big to be like anyone really counting on them.
The
But
only one that's a guilty pleasure is Tokyo Drift. The rest are films.
I still enjoy Tokyo Drift, though.
I don't know. Too Fast, Too Furious is real cornball.
They're all real
We
cornball,
hungry.
We
Anthony.
hungry.
Remember that scene where Tyrese breaks a window, then Paul Walker just opens the door?
He's stupid.
For no reason.
And if you want to follow me online, you can look for Leland Pierce Art on Facebook and the Instagram. I'm an artist. I do things.
You are.
That's it. That's all I
You do a
got.
lot of things.
Let me remind you that Paul Walker's an FBI agent in the first two Fast and the Furious movies.
He's a cap. He's a cap.
He's a cap, damn.
He's a cap.
I told you he's a cap.
I don't even know what they're doing there. I
That's what he says.
no clue.
Who says?
He's a cap. The
It
guy.
does. Yeah. Who?
The-
Who
The
ever
guy.
sounded like that ever?
It was like Dominic Toretto's right hand man. He's like, he's a
Yeah.
cop,
Wait, is that-
Dom.
I'm
But
gonna
then, like,
find that
Wait,
clip.
was that the
and
guy
I'll
with-
play it for you.
But Vin Diesel's like, he's family.
Was that the guy? Was that the guy in the beard that disappeared after 1 but came back in 7 to die? Yes.
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 I think
That's
yeah.
bullshit.
He's
That
a
poor
cap.
guy.
And then that's how Dom gets his necklace back for some reason.
Yeah, which
I'm criticizing your impression is really what I'm doing over here.
I don't know. I felt it was pretty spot on.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
See, Steph bowing like that makes more sense because she's in front of those curtains.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm in front of my stage.
All right. Well, that's us for this week. So you can hear us again next week. So say goodbye.
Peace
say goodbye,
out.
everybody.
Why?
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.